there are a lot of games you can play. But did you know? Some of these games have disturbing backstories. Today we will look at Roblox's most popular games and discover the truth behind them. Don't forget to like and subscribe to avoid these scary games. The first game we are going to talk about is The Mimic. This was a very popular horror game in 2023. However, I never knew it was based off of a real-life story. This video should explain everything.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories.
Alright, let's begin. The Mimic,
Basically,
okay?
a long time ago, there was this girl. And
Okay,
her
Wednesday?
ancestors were big puppet lovers. They loved playing with their puppets every day. The
Uh-huh.
ancestors did seem to be a little strange, but she never really cared. One day,
Okay.
it was the girl's birthday, and her ancestors gave her a present. It was
it
a
a puppet?
that they made
Ooh.
themselves. It
Okay.
looked exactly like her from the top to the bottom. She didn't realize something though. Her ancestors actually gave her a curse, and her soul came inside the puppet.
Oh.
She got so angry that she ~CEO'd her parents. And now, she roams the house on her own, taking new people day and night.
Okay, this story sounds like it's all over the place and a little suspicious. Let's see what our friend Flush thinks. I think it has a creepy history, but not this silly doll story.
As a
Stay
puppet?
safe.
This is the true story behind the Mimic? This is what actually happened? Yeah, no, that's obviously fake. The true story of the Roblox game The Mimic is actually based off of Japanese folklore. Like, for example, we've got Hyachi. She's actually based off of ~hachi shaku-sama, which is Japanese for 8 feet tall, and is a very popular Japanese legend about a demon ghost who takes children. Yeah, she's so popular, she appears in a lot of different Japanese type games.
What the boba, how is she popular in Japan? Like, girl, that is one of the creepiest things I've ever seen. If I was a little kid and I saw that, I think I could never stop crying.
Then we have this character, 𝗵𝗂𝗯𝗀𝗯𝗏 from the Mimic. She's actually based off of 𝗵ecie, the goddess of music and good fortune. But in the Mimic, she's definitely a lot more terrifying. We also have the character Kuriko from the Mimic, who's based off of the Grudge. And then my favorite Mimic character, we have Megumi. Yeah, she's like this long-necked lady, and she's based off of this Japanese folklore known as the 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. Yet the legend of this one is that they're generally harmless, but they could be dangerous at night. While their bodies are asleep, their heads stretch out their necks to explore around the area, and they essentially attack people and drain them of their blood.
Oh my goodness, clouds. This kind of sounds like the Japanese version of a vampire, but the long neck thing kind of creeps me out. I'm not sure if these things are still in Japan today, but if they are, I would recommend to be very careful when sleeping if you ever visit Japan. The next game we are gonna talk about is Piggy. I'm sure everyone watching this video has played Piggy, as it has been trending on Roblox for over 5 years. This is personally one of my favorite games, so I can't wait to hear its backstory.
And myths. But moving into Piggy now, this one is definitely a lot more sinister.
Roblox games with
Horrifying backstories.
Okay.
Piggy.
There was this guy just walking in the woods casually. He was coming to see his grandma because it's been a long time.
That's
it
nice.
was very dark outside, so it was very hard for the guy to see anything. Then he
Okay.
heard a loud noise, and he looked behind, and it was a pig with a bat.
Oh,
the pig took him
okay.
to their house and trapped him in there. The guy woke up and realized he is stuck. He got
Uh-oh.
up from the bed and looked around the house for some items to try to escape. But then he realized the pig is monitoring the place.
So he's pretty much just explaining the entire Piggy game.
He gets all of the things to escape, and he opens the door, but the pig is running right at him. But he
Uh-oh.
successfully went out and ran away as fast as possible. Stay safe.
Yeah, he pretty much just retold the whole story of Granny/Piggy. But yeah, the Roblox game Piggy is based off of a couple of things. The characters themselves are actually based off of Peppa Pig characters. We've got the bunny here, who's based off of Rebecca Rabbit, Foxy, who's based off of Freddy Fox, Pandy is Pandora Panda. The only difference is that a lot of the Piggy characters are actually killers.
Okay, you guys, maybe I am a little dumb, but I never thought about how Piggy is based off Peppa Pig. I just don't get why a game would use such innocent characters and make them super creepy. Now every time I watch Peppa Pig late at night, I'm gonna think about how they are killers.
Killers. You can even see in the original Piggy map, there's pictures of Peppa Pig all throughout the game, but crossed out with an X. But as for the playstyle of the game, that's all based off the popular horror game Granny, the game where you get whacked by this evil grandma and then have to find a way to escape her place. Yeah, both games play very similar, but now this is where it actually gets disturbing. See, the game Granny could possibly be inspired off of an actual real killer known as the Granny Ripper. Yeah, she was a Russian serial killer who was arrested in July 2015 on suspicion of committing 2 murders.
Holy flip, flip-flops that got dark super duper quick. Because the Piggy killers are also the same ones from Granny. It means that Piggy is based off a real murderer. This means both Piggy and Granny have very dark backstories. That is very disturbing.
To murders. And so as to how she relates to the Granny game and Piggy, well, after her husband's mysterious disappearance, she began renting out her apartment, where a lot of the people that she let move in mysteriously vanished. Like, there's literally camera footage of this grandma walking down the stairs trying to get rid of the evidence. Like, you don't want to know what's in that pot right there.
Basically clouds. She basically put a whole person in that pot, which is super creepy. I actually did more research on her and found that she was arrested 10 years ago. However, she was recently released and is now free in Russia. So if you go to Russia, please stay far away from this granny.
Roblox games with
horrifying backstories. Doors.
Okay.
So there was this couple that needed to go to a hotel to rest. They went into the building and went down the elevator. They then saw that nobody was at the reservation desk. And when they saw that the key to their door was behind the desk, they went to get it. Once they opened the door, they saw a hallway to a different door. The couple
right now he's just explaining the entire game of doors.
Once they kept going through different doors, something was wrong. After that, they tried to call 911. There wasn't any signal. The man heard a psst behind him, and he couldn't find who that was.
Okay.
The monster came out and hurt him, and his wife tried to help, but he kept bleeding. He was gone. Then the wife heard the psst as well. She was gone after that.
They both died to shriek.
One thing I noticed, you all, is that this bacon hair guy stories always sound so silly. I'm not sure if he's even telling the truth, but luckily our friend Flush will be able to help us.
Nah. So the game Doors actually has a lot of inspirations built into it. It's heavily based off of this other Roblox game called Rooms, in which it plays the exact same way, where you have to go through different doors and hide from certain entities. But both Doors and Rooms are also based off of this game called Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. Yeah, it's literally a game where you go through different rooms and there's scary jump scares lying in every corner. And this game starts off really cute and innocent at first, but the further you go down into the game, the creepier the game actually gets.
Wow, clouds. I actually never knew Doors wasn't an original game. This game that Flush just showed us was also made in 2015. So if the original Doors game is older than you, let me know in the comments.
Games with
horrifying backstories. Evade.
There was these two guys who were ghost hunters. They were called to see if someone's farm had ghosts there. The farmer said he had been hearing some strange noises outside, so he assumed it was ghosts.
Was it ghosts?
When they went to the farm, they saw so many scary faces chasing animals. The two guys went in and suddenly one of the faces turned around and chased one of them. The other guy went after him to help, but it was too late. The monster got his friend. The other guy then saw the face chasing towards him. He tried to run as fast as he could. The face got him too. The end. Stay safe.
Okay girlies, what I learned from this Flush video is that we cannot trust a sketchy bacon man. He is too silly Billy and makes up stories. Let's listen to what Flush is gonna say.
This is the true story of Evade, except not really. Evade is a game where you run away from certain scary images. Sometimes they're not even scary, they're just kind of goofy looking.
You're too slow. You're too slow.
But what's the backstory of Evade? How did it come to be? Well, Evade is actually based off of the Garry's Mod game called Nextbot Chase, where it's the same exact thing. You just avoid these loud PNGs chasing after you. Again, some of these PNGs being more scary than others.
Clouds. I actually used to love this game and play it all day.
Nowadays, it's not too popular.
But it is still super fun.
Now, the game Nextbot Chase was actually inspired from this other mod in which this poorly drawn version of Sonic called Sanic chases you around. And yeah, it's literally just a PNG. And yeah, that's literally the entire game. It's just you running away from this Sonic character. And this video was made 9 years ago. But this video and this mod itself was the original inspiration for these Nextbots games and even Evade. Like, you are watching history right here. And as for those two guys seen in that YouTube short, those are people from the Mandela catalog, which is a fictional story about Mandela County, where that place gets invaded by demonic entities. Honestly, pretty disturbing, but not actually real.
The ending actually scared me a little bit, but I'm glad to know that myth is fake and not real. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye bye, clouds.